I really believe anyone can become an entrepreneur. It's about coming up with an idea that you're passionate about, and you'll know when it's the right idea. To be an entrepreneur, you have to really love what you're doing.
Failure is a data point. That's all it is. It's a part of the journey. If you want success, you're going to experience failure.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. It's your girl Bex,
and I'm Carly,
and we deliver content to unlock your mindset and actions to be limitless. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And like we always say, ring the bell notification so you can be notified when we're dropping gems just like this.
Boom, boom, boom. We are back. Another week, another video. This week we are talking about Payal Kadakia, the founder of Classpass and the author of LifePass. And this is someone I had never even heard of. Most of the videos we've kind of heard of someone, so we'll do a little bit more research. I'd accidentally stumbled upon Payal and I'm blown away.
Honestly, amazing. pretty incredible. $1 billion valuation company. Absolutely crazy. The first billionaire that entered into the new decade in 2020.
Wow.
So yeah, man. And did you know that a $1 billion company is called a unicorn? And do you know why it's called a unicorn? I will tell you. It's because it's so rare and it's almost impossible to imagine, which is why $1 billion companies are actually called unicorns.
Didn't know that. There you go. You learn something new every day. I think the last $1 billion company we spoke about was Bumble, wasn't it? And,
yes,
that's the last one we spoke about.
So, yeah.
Wow. You know what's crazy though? How this can be a $1 billion company and I've never heard of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Never heard of it.
It's crazy because I mean, it's a company in America though, right?
Yeah, I don't even know if it is here, but it's definitely, America's where it started off, yeah.
But yeah, man, I think it's really incredible just the fact that she's a $1 billion company. According to Forbes, only 1% of venture-funded startups actually reach that status, and it's even lower for women of color.
Amazing. Talking about funding, actually, that was one of the things that that she was talking about. Like, I know, and I think we're going to touch on it a little bit later about some of her keys to success, but she was saying about that is one of the things you think, I'm good at raising money, but it didn't necessarily mean she was successful. But that in itself is a skill that she's been able to sell an idea. She's never been an entrepreneur before, though they were kind of looking like because she graduated from MIT, she noticed there was no Indian like dance groups and she was the first one to set that up. And they were like, hang on a minute, that's an entrepreneurial thing to do. But maybe at the time you don't actually realize that. And like she was saying about that she'd worked at different companies, but because she was such a good worker, when she did go to the people to be like, hey, this is my idea, she'd already built a great reputation. So yes, okay, they know her as an employee who's now wants to become an entrepreneur, but they know she's a hard worker, she gets stuff done, she delivers. That just set her up, and absolutely smashed it.
It's funny that you say about that. We was talking about this, weren't we, the other day, about being a good employee. Because you never know if you work for a big company, you never know when you may come with a big idea, even if you didn't want to go off and be an entrepreneur and run with that idea yourself, but you could actually get the backing of the company that you work for and work within that company, taking on that risk.
Never.
You know what I mean?
No. Could you imagine that? I mean, we've spoken about it, like some ideas, like imagine if we came back and did this, or imagine that. But honestly, it's another thing, like they say about being nice to people. You never know. One day someone could be like my current, like the director for my team. He actually remembered me from when he first joined the business, and I was supporting like the onboarding. Now imagine I'd been like, didn't give him the time of day or whatever. Now all of a sudden he's my boss. Like, so you never know. You never know.
It's true. But yeah, cool. Do you want to jump into?
Yeah, it's a bit about her background then. So her parents are they immigrated from India to the US, both of them are chemists. How amazing is that?
Wow.
But she's always had like an absolute love for dance, and I think she pretty much talks about it in all of her interviews. And she is also she has a company in that as well. So she's the founder and artistic director of, I think it's pronounced SAR dance company, which expresses Indian American identity. So she's classically trained in Indian dance, but she's self-taught in Bollywood dance, which I didn't actually realize there was a difference. So again, you learn something new every day. She was interviewing, she's been interviewed by someone, and he was saying about how much he loves Bollywood films, and she was explaining they are different types of dance.
Yeah. So like jumping into like her companies and stuff. So I know that she's got Classpass, and you're going to go into more details about that. But I know that she studied tech, and I was thinking like a lot of the tech companies, big tech companies, you often see that people actually come from that background. Like even if we had an idea for a tech company, it'd be interesting to see how well or how far you get without the tech background. You know what I mean? Be interesting to see.
It's true. Yeah, I wonder that, because it's weird, because I find that at work sometimes, you know, you've got an idea of what you want it to look like, you just don't know how to deliver it. So I think you can, if you understand how tech works, and you know, yeah, it's possible to do that, I know there's a way of doing that, I just don't know how, but then that definitely helps with the direction. You're not just coming up with something wacky. And I think probably with her job, her being a consultant, she's been exposed to probably a lot of industries as well, and things like that. So it's definitely helped her. But what I quite like, I've just got some notes on it here. So she founded the company. So it was initially called Classtivity.
Yeah.
And yeah, which is it's not the catchiest of names, is it?
No.
But it started as that, and she said it was because she was struggling to book dance classes. And what she actually did is she then herself went as a customer. So she sort of signed up to classes, and when she was in the door, we just said, like, let's have a conversation, and was talking to all the to the owners and sort of explaining her idea. And then she got a lot of ideas from that, and they were really on board with it. But she came mission obsessed, and she said, I won't stop until people get to class. That was like one of the mission statements. And then it came, finding a class shouldn't be harder than taking one. I love that.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely. It. Yeah. How cool is that?
And it's true, you know, because I saw something else, like when something becomes hard, you just give up and you say, forget it, I can't be asked. Yeah. And then you don't go.
You don't go. Yeah, can't be bothered. It's too much effort. I know I've done that with stuff. It's too much effort. I can't be asked. So yeah, like I wish they found a better experience for shopping for clothes. Because you know, sometimes you got to go online. You can only do so much. But I hate going shopping, honestly. But one of the things that I loved, this bit, just was like, wow, is she gave herself 2 weeks to come up with an idea. And she never asked, like, why 2 weeks? And she was like, I didn't want to waste time. If in that time I can't come up with an idea, then I shouldn't be an entrepreneur. And she was going to go, I will just find a new career path, something maybe in the arts industry, and that's me done. Imagine putting that pressure, that timeline.
That is, for me, that is mad. Like, that is radical as well, because it's like, wow, you're giving yourself such, especially if you have, like, I don't know, 2 weeks is a minimal time, but she did it within 36 hours.
Madness.
She came up with the idea within 36 hours or something like that.
Because she was online, like you're saying, this is difficult. But rather than just go, this is difficult, forget it, I'll go back to my business idea. Hang on, that is the business idea. Why is this so hard?
Mad.
But you know what's mad? There's someone else I know, the same thing, was like, right, I am sitting here trying to figure out how to make money. Gave themselves like a month or something like that, a month or 2 months to figure it out, and figured it out, and is now a multi-millionaire. Like, it's only the few people I've ever heard that put themselves a time limit to figure it out. It's amazing.
Wild.
It's
wild. One thing I will say though is I did see that she, like, one of the interviews that we've recently, like, you discovered and stuff about going, like, I quit my 9-to-5 job, and then it led to this $1 billion company, right? But there needs to be a big disclaimer there. She had 2 years worth of savings to fund her life.
She did. Yes.
So like I really like, headlines are obviously to grabbing the attention and all the rest of it, but we also need to be realistic. You can't just go off quitting stuff. But I mean, it's a great decision that she made.
Great
right?
decision. And she'd saved up, and it's that longer term sort of vision. I don't know, she always thought maybe one day, but she had that opportunity to do that, which was absolutely amazing. But one of the things, this honestly, again, that she just comes out of things, I'm just like, wow. She said, when you're starting a business, and she said, this is a lot of the time when people come up to and approach you and say, hey, would you invest in my business? She always said, what problem in the world are you solving is the first question. And then how will you know when you get there? Like, I've never heard, you always hear people say, you've got to solve a problem and you'll make millions. But you never hear someone talk about, when do you know that you've done it? And then the third part was, why are you the right person to be solving it? I just thought,
it's a deep one, it's a deep one, because you really need to go back and think about, hold on a minute. Okay, there's 10 other people that have got this idea. I think I can make it a little bit better, but why would people want to invest in me? Why do people want to partner up with me, and so on and so forth? It's deep.
Big time. And then to one of the things you were mentioning before, your idea might be fantastic, but are you the right person to take it on? Which is why I think you've mentioned this a few times, how many CEOs have actually said, I need to step back. I can't be the CEO of this. I'm not the right person yet, or maybe never, to run this.
100%. Ben Francis, who's one guy that I actually am obsessed with, because I just love his story. But he took time away from being the CEO, because I might have come up with the idea, but then, okay, let's say I grew it to 100 grand, or I grew it to $1 million. What do I know about running $1 million company? You know what I mean? How do I know to take it to the next step? A lot of these things happen by accident. You've hit onto something and you've made it good, but to take it to that next level, I think, man, it's a proper deep one.
Definitely. Yeah, and then just the last couple of points. And she said she spent 1 year building this beautiful product, and she said, but she didn't actually understand the industry. So when they released it, there's not one sale when it first came out. And also with this business model, it had never been a subscription before in this type of thing. But like, imagine that you've built this, everyone's behind you, you've raised the money, then bang.
I think that first company put in 500 grand.
What? Yeah, I think you're right. I did see something about
it's about 500 grand, and it was just like tumbleweed.
Yeah, nothing.
Can you imagine? You're just like, oh gosh, someone's gonna click in a minute. Oh gosh.
Anything yet? I'll just press F5, refresh. I think, honestly, but you know what? That probably leads nicely into her lessons. Yeah.
Top 3 lessons that contributed to success. Number 1, give yourself deadlines. Number 2, ignore false signals of success. And number 3, be prepared to pivot. So with number 1, obviously giving yourself the deadlines, right? She gave herself 2 weeks and so on and so forth. One of the things that I like to say is that if you give yourself 30 hours to clean your house, it's going to take 30 hours. If you give yourself 3 hours, you can get it done within 3 hours. So it's always like, even at work, even with everything that you do, your manager might give you a deadline for 2 weeks, but you shouldn't leave it up to that 2 weeks. Why can't you get it done, review, and so on and so forth. Number 2, ignore false signals of success. And I think this one is very, very key. It could be your support from the people around you telling you how great the business is and all the rest of it. It could be because you've had success fundraising, like you said, like, okay, we've got fundraising, we've got the money coming in, so on and so forth. Doesn't mean that your business is successful. It could be that you've had a good press, your followers are growing, your email list is growing, but it gives you a sense of your business is successful, but really how you should be managing your success or understanding your success is, what is your revenue, what are your profit margins, and so on and so forth. And then number 3, be prepared to pivot. I think this is really, really important. The constant feedback loop. If something's not working, tweak it, try what you need to do? Go away? How can we do this better? Do we need to try something else? Do we need to bring somebody else in? Or do we need to just change and go have the essence of the company, but we need to just go on to this road?
Exactly.
So yeah, they 100%. Are the 3 lessons that contributed to our success.
She could have given up. She could have gone, it's not working. Oh my God, not work. And how many people have? They'll leave it, not realize, hang on a minute, have we quite got the strategy right for this? Oh, well, let's see tomorrow. Someone will sign up tomorrow. Nothing. All right, let's give it a week and see what happens. Like, could you imagine how often she realized, and she said, I didn't understand the industry well enough. So you'd really go out there and listen. Like Gary Vee, I was listening to a video of him the other day. He has a role in his company that all they do is go through all the replies to his videos to understand what they're thinking, what they want to see, and then they set a strategy for that. Listening to the customer. It's incredible.
It's crazy, like one of the things I was watching about Gary Vee the other day, when people are speaking to him and he goes, yeah, I remember you. You're like, oh yeah, I remember that tweet. Yeah, I know, I read it. Like, I'm like, what? This guy is...
Yeah. He truly listens to his customer and genuinely tries to understand them, honestly. And like, it's one of our principles, isn't it? Customer obsession. It is a genuine thing. Customer obsession. Understand them. But even from one of the things, like if you just think about Amazon, they were also almost a step ahead. The customer doesn't actually realize they want this. The next day delivery. Trust me, you want this. Yeah. Everyone was so used to 3 days. Oh, this is amazing. I'll get it in 2 or 3 days. Now you get annoyed if a company doesn't deliver it to you next day. Like, I get annoyed. I'm like, why is it not here tomorrow? Why am I waiting till Friday? Like, what? Yeah.
100%. And half the time you don't even need it when you want it for, right? But now your expectation is set so much higher than where it was. But yeah, man, I think that she's pretty incredible. I'm gonna definitely research on her a bit more. Because I want to see what
out.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing that we were going to do, actually, a video with a load of female authors for books and stuff.
Yes, absolutely. And I've got some credits on my Audible, actually, so I'll see if she's got one.
Yeah, same,
LifePass. It's called LifePass. Drop your limits, rise to your potential. So we will drop the link to that down if you want to check that book out.
Absolutely. Cool. So that is this week's episode. We just wanted to touch on Payal this week. I've been your girl Bex.
And I've been Carly. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. And we will see you all next week.
Peace.